That's it. Just keep on going. Piece by piece. Nail by nail. I finished nailing all the nailer boards for the roof on the one side, on the right side for the right bay. There's a total of 10 pounds of nails just in them boards alone. So I went out to the hardware store last night, bought like another 40 or 50 pounds of nails, and plus I went to my local, there's a hardware store right down the street. It's Ace. I went there to get the bolts for all the the joists. So, because Lowe's didn't have them. So I got bolts, I got nuts, I got washers. I already have the drill bit, same drill bit I used when I built my upholstery shop for bolting it to the trailer. So yesterday I was up there sweating to death because it had a heat index like 104. And this time of year, it goes from one extreme to the other. 2 days ago it was 65 degrees and raining, and today it's supposed to be another 100-degree day with the sun out. So I've run into the problem now with the garage shop being completely, have all the banding boards up with the exception of one there and one down there. I got the mending boards for that one down there. This one should run into the door frame. So we're going to see where that ends up. But I don't have any way in the shop now. Like, I have to, if I'm going to go in, I have to go in between the boards. So I already bought all the 4x4s. Not last night, but the trip before that was a $500, another $500 trip where I still bought more nails. I bought 4 16-footers, 4x4 pressure treated, and 4 12-foot pressure treated, and those are going to be my doorways. 16-footers are for the main 10x10 doors, and the 12-footers I'm going to use for the man entry door, the regular doors. So, I mean, they're long, obviously, but I don't know how far I want to dig them into the concrete. I didn't want to get 10-footers, even though I probably could have gotten away. Matter of fact, I think that's actually what I ended up with, 10-foot, because the ceiling's 10 foot over there, so looks like I did. Yeah, 10 foot. So 10 foot. I didn't want to get 8 foot because the board is 12 inches, and I didn't know how far I plan to go into concrete. For the entry doors, they don't need to go into concrete very far. I mean, even if I just screw them to the bottom of the pressure-treated bander board, which is a 2x10, it's 9.5 inches. That means that 4x4 will be 9.5 inches in the ground. I think 6 inches of that will be concrete. Well, the outside I think is probably going to be about 3 to 4 inches. So I have to discuss with my concrete guys on how that's going to work out. So in order to get these doors in, and the reason why I'm, especially for the large doors, they're going into concrete, is they're not going real far into concrete. I'm going to dig a post hole just enough to where I can push out to make sure this wall is flat across the front instead of bowed in, because I got like a board here that bows in, this one bows in a little bit, this one bows out just a little bit. So by the time it's all said and done, it's probably will have a lean on it. So what I'll do is I'll have it and then put a kicker on it, make sure it's plumb, and then put a little bit of concrete just to keep it from going anywhere till the concrete slab is poured and everything else. With the hole dug, which is not very deep. It's about 8 inches, 9 inches. But it's not like I'm not putting up a fence post or anything. It doesn't have a lot of shear, lateral shear to it or anything like that. So all I'm doing is pulling all these boards in a line. And I got a couple screws in it. I've checked it. It's plumb. So I'm going to finish screwing it. Then I'm going to double check the other side. Make sure it's all 10 foot and dig that hole. Now that I'm dehydrated and sweating to death and starved because I never took a break for lunch, all the door holes are in. The 4x4, so that way I got a good firm doorway. I don't know if you can see or not, but for that entryway, the walkway, one left pole from where I'm standing, left pole is taller than the right pole. Only given the fact where I didn't feel the need to dig that one into ground because it's only 6 inches away from the telephone pole. Dig that one into ground. On the one over here, it ended up being halfway into the hole, so I did go down into that one, and that's going to grab it. I got a little bit over here that's going to grab it as well by the time I do get concrete. I'm going to go ahead and fill that hole now. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up a bag of concrete. I already did one bag and got the right bay, number 2 bay doors, and the entry door concreted in. Got those 4x4s in. So the goal here is why I'm so adamant about making sure I get this done today before I call it quits, even though I've soaked through this is my second shirt that I've soaked through today. Matter of fact, I soaked it, hung it to dry, soaked another shirt, put this one back on. And I've soaked through it again. So, but what I want to be able to do is cut the bottom banding for those doorways. That way, at least the big bay, I can back the big gooseneck in once I get the next load of wood. Reason being, to cover the flooring upstairs, I'm doing 1x6 boards, 12 foot long. That was like the best bang for the buck I could get. I could get them custom cut and they'd be even more and it'd be less nailing, but they already have them cut, and I was just like, yeah, I'll go ahead and take them. And those are actually finished a little bit better with right angles on them. So all I got to do is take the first one, lay it down, cut 4 foot off the next one, 6 foot off the, or 8 foot off the next one, and start the whole process over again and be lapping them. So I could do them every 16 inches if I feel it necessary, which I don't want to, but given the fact that it's 2x6, I can probably use my chop saw, cut a couple by hand down here, and then just take my chop saw up there. So also, if I back the gooseneck into this bay, I climb down on the ladder, I can just lean the boards up, and it's easier to pass them up. So I could actually pass them in between the floor joists and sit them on top of the trailer. Go ahead and mix this concrete up and get it in. Go ahead and cut this bottom bander, and the reason I'm going to do that is so I can back the trailer in.